Hey, good morning, everybody. This is Coach Gary, the founder of 30-Minute Millionaire. This morning we're going to be talking about goals and how important goals are. A lot of books have been written on goals. I've studied and read a lot of books on goals. This morning's lesson on goals is so much from the heart with what I want to share with you that I'm actually nervous, very nervous about sharing it with you today. And I normally don't get nervous, but it's so important, the lessons I've learned on setting goals. Now, I've studied under a lot of teachers. The best I think out there that got to me, that helped me the most, was Brian Tracy in his books. One of them was Focus. So with that being said, I want to start out by just asking you one question. What's more important when it comes to goal setting? The goal that is written down or the goal that's ingrained in your heart? So keep that question in mind. What's the most important goal that you can have? Now, as we get into the lesson, you're going to find oh my gosh, I've written tons of goals. And in my journal today, I've got 13 goals. But there's 3 goals that really stood out in my heart of hearts that really gave me purpose and gave me destiny in my life. And I want to share those with you as we get into the lesson. So let's discover how important goals are and what methods you can use to really write down your goals and to get those goals ingrained in your heart. So here we go. So the lesson today is named Goals. Okay, just simple, just goals. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. You can read that there, big enough, right? Goals. What's more important, a goal that's written in, or a goal that's ingrained in your heart? Well, as we go through this lesson today, I'm going to share a couple of very, very famous people here. First of all, Andrew Carnegie. Okay, now some people pronounce that Carnegie. So for a lot of you, when Andrew was in the early turn of the century, and he was a famous industrialist at the turn of the century, and also the wealthiest man at the time. And here's what he said. He said that the mind that makes the body rich. Let me say it again. It's the mind that makes the body rich. Every act you have ever performed since the day you were born was performed because you wanted something. Think about that just for a minute. If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. That's very powerful. So that's talking about a really worthwhile, meaningful goal that really embraces you. Think of yourself as on the threshold of unparalleled success. A whole, clear, glorious life lies before you. Achieve, achieve, achieve. So this is Andrew Carnegie. I'm going to pronounce it the way they did back then. Some say Carnegie. If people would just stop long enough to think and reflect, they would find the path and purpose of his and her life. Now, again, this is Andrew Carnegie, who I learned this from. And I learned it from Dale Carnegie when I was reading and studying under Dale Carnegie at the time. And he quoted this. In my life, I've written down hundreds of goals, just like everybody else. And a lot of them I've achieved, and some of them I have not achieved. But what changed my thinking of goal setting were basically Andrew Carnegie's quotes. They made me think and reflect more about what I really wanted my life to be and what I wanted out of life. Before that, when I would take these lessons and I would sit under these teachers and go to these events, I would, they said, write down 10 things you want to achieve in your life, and I'd write them down. But you know what? I just kind of they came to me, but they weren't really ingrained in me, if you know what I mean, okay? And I started reading Brian Tracy's books, a lot of them, all of them, as a matter of fact, that I could ever get my hands on. Books helped me immensely to realize that goal setting was not just another exercise unless it had true meaning and purpose in there. So, to realize that goal setting was, not just another exercise. A little editing there. All right, so here's what Brian Tracy said, and here's the book. It's just a short little book that you can get online. It's very quick. You can get on his website at briantracy.com. But this helped me a lot. Just a short little download ebook. Success is goals and all else is commentary. This is a great discovery throughout all human history. Now, Brian is really into goals, really, really heavy, but more than that, he's into very meaningful goals and how to focus to get those goals. Your life only begins to become a great life, when you clearly identify what you really want. Make a plan to achieve it and then work on that plan every single day of your life. You see, when I read that, I was doing 50,000 different things, and I was looking at different directions in my life. And Brian taught me to get a single purpose down and focus on that purpose and give it all the energy that you got until you could achieve it. But I never found anything in my heart strong enough to demand that focus. Okay, so again, Brian's books really helped me really to see that. Now, here's the crazy thing. I had it in my heart all along. It was in front of me all along. What Brian did is help me to bring it out. So here's two great men of success virtually saying the same thing. My thoughts pondered as I began thinking about, what do I really want? And if I had to say anything to anybody that's watching this or passing it on or reading it later, either on my blog site or you're on my weekly list, or, you know, and we post these all over the internet, by the way. So however you're watching it, YouTube, you can follow me there and get this as well. It's recorded. But if you ever get this, I want you to really sit down and really think about, what do I really want? What's my purpose in life? What's my destiny? And think about that. And what Andrew Carnegie said was that most people don't take the time to think and reflect enough on what they really want. And that's why they're scattered, and that's why they're all over the map. So please understand that what I'm sharing with you from the heart is that when you get truly focused and that goal becomes ingrained in your heart, becomes so meaningful to you that it keeps you up at night, now you know you're on the right path. So from a book I read from Brian Tracy, I did an exercise of writing out 10 goals that I want to accomplish in my life. Now, I've got goals I've written recently, just this year, 13 of them. But I made the list up day one of my journal. And I put it in a journal. I got a nice leather journal. I really recommend you get that leather journal, because then it becomes meaningful to you. And I review it a lot. So I put it in my beautiful leather journal. And I wrote it down just like Brian suggested. But this time, I wrote it down the second day, the same goals, but I didn't look back at day one. I thought, Brian said, do this for 30 days. I continued writing down my important goals every day from memory for the next 28 days. And each day I'd write them down again from memory without looking back. It was amazing. At the end of 30 days, I discovered 3 goals that were really important to me. You see, I had them in my heart all along, but I never could see them. Think about what I just said. I had them in my heart, but I never could see them. You know, I was blinded by all the issues and problems I had in life. Just reflect on that a minute. They're inside of you already. Most of them are inside of you already. This exercise brings it out. So at the end of 30 days, I said I had 3 of those goals. I couldn't remember all the rest of them, but it was like I was sifting through to find out what was really important. And between Brian's teachings and Andrew's teachings, I started thinking about what's really important to me. That's what made the difference. What's really, really important to me? And I started thinking about lifestyle. I really wanted to live, you know, what I really wanted to live. I wanted a lifestyle that my family would be proud of. I can live a legacy to my family. I started thinking about my income and security. I started thinking about, I'm getting older now, time's running out on me. You know, I have got to just take life by control instead of life controlling me. I got to take time by control instead of time controlling me. If I had to really succeed, I had to make some very serious changes in my life. And that's what these goals did. I saw immediately that, boy, there's a lot of things I was doing wrong. My thoughts were consuming me and causing me to stay awake at night. I never realized how important meaningful goals really became until I started thinking and reflecting again, as Andrew Carnegie said. Now, some of the goals that I tossed with, you know, I tossed them out as fast as I tossed with them, is that I knew I needed to lose 60 pounds. I just didn't want to admit it. I didn't want to admit it until my back got serious. I couldn't walk, I couldn't even go to the grocery store with my wife because my right leg was so sore, it'd be in pain, I had to sit in the car. So all of a sudden I started researching that, and I wanted to lose weight. So 60 pounds overweight was a very serious issue to my life. None of my dreams could come true. All the money in the world wasn't worth it if I had to live the rest of my life in pain. You know, folks, today I'm living pain-free and I'm losing that weight, but I'll get into that later. Our company was headed, you know, our personal company was headed for the rocks with a downturn in the economy, with no saving. And at the time, had a mortgage company, but it's just there's nothing I could do about it. So everything seemed like it was just everything I hoped for, everything I dreamed for, all the successes I culminated to this point where I had money, had the lifestyle, country club, racing a yacht, all of it was taken away. Boom! It just happened like bam, and I was stuck naked out in the streets. Okay, that's basically the truth. I had to live with my mother-in-law for 6 months. It hit us so hard. We lost the nicest home in the country club, everything you could think of, just boom. And of course that happened years ago, but it's still, the point is, at the time that I was thinking about all these goals and achieving and having all this success and creating wealth and security for my family, at the point that I got it, boom, it was taken away from me. I know a lot of you out there probably can identify with this. Not easy to build it right back. But here's the other thing. I love network marketing. I turned to network marketing. I was in it 30 years ago with a great company, and I learned the values and the dynamics that drove network marketing. I love the idea you support one another, you help one another, as opposed to the corporate world where it gets a little cutthroat there. I'm not going to go into that. But I love network marketing. But I could never find a company that excited me so much and it really got into my heart. And I was successful in a few of them, to be honest with you. But it got so bad that I went from one company to another company, only to find disillusionment, and disappointment. So disillusionment was part of it. Disappointment was part of it. And I'll tell you why. Because I felt very, very strong that our industry needed more community and culture, and it needed more education. Now, the reason I knew education was so important today is because if you look at the videos on YouTube, you'll find that the ones on education, when you're in education, I don't care if it's about weight loss, I don't care if it's about identity theft, I don't care what it's about. But you're going to find the ones on education got more views than any other video online. You want to learn how to do something on social media or master Facebook or LinkedIn, got more views than any other video online. Educational videos trump. Now, let me take you the comparison. When I looked at educational videos where they weren't selling anything or just educating, I saw 5 million, 6 million, 10 million, 12 million views. When I looked at other videos in the same subject matter, I would find 1,000, 2,000, and those were considered, viral at a small stage. But are you getting what I'm saying? Education was such a demand today, and Google search made education at everybody's fingertips. Put it at everybody's fingertips. So I realized that our industry was missing a real strong educational platform, okay, that can teach all the different ways of building your business, you see. In the old days, it was all about fast start, make a list of names and have a party. Well, I noticed that a lot of people didn't want to do it that way anymore. That some people were great networkers and went to networking meetings and joined networking groups and went to seminars and found out that they can connect and relate and do one-on-ones and find a better way to do that. And then I found out that social media was a tremendous way to build an online community and create relationships. And I said, oh my gosh, there's so many paths to the castle here. Why are we telling everybody that if you don't do the system, you can't duplicate? And I just felt it was wrong. So I felt that if we can educate people more and they can find their own path, they would have a greater amount of success in our industry, which is direct sales. So anyway, that's what's grained in my heart. So setting goals seemed like, a waste of time when I was fighting to survive. So, but I had this in my heart all the time about building this university, okay? And still, it was confusing to me because I wasn't seeing any results. And I'll share a little more with you down the road here. So I had more confusion and clarity. So, I did it anyway, though. Even though I felt it wouldn't work, I've done it before, I did it anyway. I forced myself to write down goals that I felt were important enough that would change my life. Now, I already did the exercise with a 10, after 30 days. So I had those in my journal. And here's the crazy thing. And then one of Brian's books, he said, write down 3 goals right now. They're important to you without thinking. Just write them down. Boom. They must be clear, specific, detailed, and measurable. I guess because I did the 10, I really had it ingrained in my heart. So I wrote them down, and obviously they were the same. So I compared them to the 30 days exercise that I just did. And here, you know what? Here's what came up. I'm going to lose 60 pounds in 6 months. I'm going to create a 7-digit income of $2 to $3 million a year in retirement. I'm going to build a $3 million net worth, through asset building, okay, building a balance sheet. And so those are the three key goals that I wanted to achieve. Now I know that they're a lot financial, one's about health, but let me tell you what's behind them in a minute here, okay? So on my wall, because I wrote these goals down and I had them there, and they were in my heart for years and years and years and years, it just felt like, are they ever going to come real? Will I ever realize them? Will it become a reality in my life? And on my wall, I actually took and framed this quote from Sir Winston Spencer Churchill. And here's what it says: never, never, never give up. Wow. Never give up. I read it every day. I read it every day. I get it into my heart. I'm not going to give up, no matter how long it takes. And some of these goals have been in my heart for 10 years, my friends. No matter how long it takes, I'm not giving up. I will not give up. I will find the right company. I will find the right partners. I will find the right people. I'm not going to give up on my goals. I don't care how old I am. I'm 69 now. I've had these for years and years and years, but I'm not going to give up. So I had no idea when I wrote these goals down, just how and when I would accomplish them. I put dates on them and I passed the dates tons of times. I even prayed for 3 years every day to achieve these goals. I would cry out to God. I walk along a path every day. I walk 4 miles every morning and I prayed to God for these goals. And I thought, oh my gosh, he's not listening to me. He doesn't care about me. You don't know how my mind just said, what am I doing wrong? I'm studying under some of the best coaches. I keep reading book after book after book, company after company after company. Nothing's happening for me. How crazy is that? And I knew this dream just kept stirring in my heart to build this university. I've had it for 10 years. I knew that if we can build a university that had culture and understanding and education, I knew it would be different than what's out there, and brought in the latest of social media strategies and taught people the warm market, the local market, let them figure out and find their path. What a great thing this would be. I knew I was right. I had this dream about, in Monterey, they have what they call the Silomar, that was a campground right on the beach that was created by, I think it was Christian women, okay? The lady that created, I forgot her name. And anyway, no television sets, no nothing. And we used to go there in old Amway days. And the beautiful thing about it was cold and chilly. We did it around December, November, December for the following year. But I remember, we would be in the, in the cabins, with these big cabins, have these big stone fireplaces. And we would have this personal time with our diamonds where we could sit there and just kind of really reflect and tell our diamonds what we're going through, what our struggles were. And believe it or not, they wanted to hear it. And I remember sitting with this one diamond, Dave Addy. I just love this guy, and sharing all my stuff with Dave. And the crazy thing was, he would listen intently to what I was going through and everything. And boy, he would just counsel me like he was a priest or something. It was so cool. And I came away refreshed and energized and with a new hope. And it was wonderful. I always wanted that personal mentorship in our system, in our university. I wanted that so bad, and I couldn't find it anywhere. I joined this company and I write books on it and systems on it. And I always go, well, yeah. At the beginning, they wanted me. They said, oh yeah, this is great, we'll do it. The minute, 2 months into the company, oh, we have our own system. No, it was just a put on to get me in. This happened to me about 4 times. And I was so discouraged about it, I knew if we could build this university and have this culture, how much fun. And the other thing I wanted a family event. I wanted an event during the year where the whole family came and we had golf tournaments and, and the kids, we had games for the kids, and it was a family event. When you build these things on a part-time basis, it involves the family. It affects your family. The family needs to be part of this. And I had this in my heart. Where are the kids? Where are the families? I think our industry got a way to really get up there fast, make a lot of money, and show off all the cars and planes. I was so sick of seeing people with cars and planes. I'll be honest with you. I wanted the families to benefit from this. I'm sorry. I'm just sharing the truth with you and how I felt. So I shared this dream with companies, high-income earners I knew. Some of them I even coached. Can you believe that? And friends. And it seemed like everybody said, yeah. And as soon as I got involved with it, was no. Nobody seemed to care. Nobody seemed to listen. And every day I would read that, never, never, never give up. And I would go to bed thinking, oh my God, is this ever going to be a reality? And I knew in my heart that someday, some way, that I would have this university. I'd find the right people to support it and believe in it the way I did. And understand that education had to be the foundation of any growth. Personal growth and development and empowerment had to be the foundation. That anybody could succeed if they had the love and the mentorship and the caring that this university and this culture would bring. I knew it. I wanted it. I knew it. People need to be supported. They need to be loved. They need to be cared for. I knew it. Okay. So it stayed in my heart. What would be the greatest benefit of achieving my goal? Brian just ingrained that in me. What would it be making all this money? Andrew Carnegie spent half his life making it, the other half giving it away. You come into this world with nothing, you leave with nothing. What can you do to benefit humanity, society? And my little thing was, I, believe it or not, like to work with homeless. And I work with a school in San Francisco, a young school with grades 1st to the 8th grade. Yes, it's a Christian school, but these kids learn value and respect for our country and our culture, and I love it. And they take kids right out of the tenderloin that are broke and desperate and forgotten, and they put them into the school and they love on them. And I thought, oh my God, the San Francisco Rescue Mission does more than anything I know of for families. And so I said, if I could just leave this one little thing, this one little $10,000 a month to their trust, God, just let me do that. Let me make enough money to leave $10,000 worth of trust. And then I wanted every homeless person in San Francisco to have a coat from me. That's all I wanted. I wanted to make sure that during the winters came that everybody had a coat. And that's been my big dream for years and years and years. And the other dream I had is I wanted my students would be great leaders, loving and caring hearts. All right, would learn mentorship and learn how important it is to pour your heart into people. And understand that, yeah, there's going to be some that are just going to run with that and go be your competitors. No question about it. And there's going to be some that are going to take it for granted. But there's going to be others who are going to remember you to the day you die. Okay? So just keep that in mind. I really, really wanted to really ingrain everything I learned to leaders to help them become successful. They can help other people become successful. All my teachings are based on not only what I learned, but what I experienced. You see, I'm a teacher and I'm a product of my own teachings. What I teach you to do is what I've done and what I'm doing. It's been successful for me. Okay? I don't want to be a book teacher. I want to be a doer teacher. Okay? Follow this exercise to get started. This is where I started. Even though I didn't feel like it, I was almost giving up on everything. Even though I had no hope, I did it anyway, especially the benefits of reaching that goal. I wrote down those benefits that were so important to me, to leave a legacy for my wife, to travel for 2 years. I had these other goals I wanted to achieve as a result of achieving these goals. Okay. And so one of the skills I had to master was the internet and social media marketing. I felt so out of place with these young people who had all this knowledge. And boy, my gosh, it was difficult for me. But I went to school and I studied under some of the best social media marketing people out there. And I even paid them personally to coach me and mentor me so I can learn it. And as a result of that, I became an expert where my articles are being published by LinkedIn. What an honor that is. I'm very humbled by that. Write down your income goals for the next 12 months. I had a difficult time doing this. But if you just write them down, what do you want to achieve in the short term? It's going to result in what's going to happen in the long term. Just write them down. Okay? What's my income going to be in the next 12 months? What obstacles or constraints? Just reflect and think about what's in the way. Is my wife giving me a hard time? Is my husband giving me a hard time? Are the kids giving me a hard time? Is the job over demanding? Is it the fact I'm running out of money when I need car repairs done? I mean, what are the problems? Illnesses, sicknesses? Write down I don't have the skills. I don't have the knowledge. Write it down. Write down what it is. And we've got to set that aside. And we just got to get through the obstacles and the constraints. What skills do you have to master? Are you willing to invest the time to learn those skill sets? There's so many skills out there today. I mean, the knowledge is this waiting for you to learn it. if I do all of that, if I overcome the obstacles and I develop my skills, take that talent and convert them to skills, what will be the benefit of reaching that goal? What will it mean to me, my family? Think about it, reflect on it, walk on the beach, talk to God like I did. Some of you have been having these goals in your hearts for years and years and years, just like I did. And you just keep thinking nothing's going to happen. Nothing's going to change, Not true, my friends. Not true. If you do not plan your time, here's another one. If you do not plan your time, I promise you, life will plan it for you. I run everything through my calendar today. I even hired somebody as a virtual assistant. I love her very much. She plans my time in my calendar for me. Okay, I just have to deal with one person, not 50,000. It's a beautiful thing when you get control over your time. Committing and planning time is the key to your success. It's the key to my success. Time can make you or break you. I'm telling you. Life gets in the way. I could tell you that people that succeeded had more mountains to climb, more valleys to go through than you could possibly imagine. Every successful person, okay, had problems. Time planning and management has to become a way of your life. I use my calendar to control my appointments, my assignments. I get more done faster and easier. Here's Brian Tracy's quote on this, and he's right on with this. Okay. By recording your time, you essentially have made a subconscious commitment to your success. Think about that. When you start going on the calendar, you're serious about that ingrained in your heart, that goal that you have lived with, that you want so bad. Okay? Keep that in mind. It's a commitment to your success. Goals will lead you to success faster. So when you finish writing out your goals and do the exercises I just shared with you, go ahead, study by reading Brian Tracy's book on goals. You can Google that and you can find it. You can go to his website. It's easy to find. All right? How to get everything you want faster than you ever thought possible in your life. Now, I want to share with you what's happened to me since that time. Today, I'm living the life of my dreams. I've lost 25 pounds in 60 days. I'm losing a half a pound every single day. I'm breaking the sugar addiction. Thank God I found the reason I'm fat. My whole family struggled with it. I went on every yo-yo diet you could think of. I've done them all. But thank God I'm breaking the sugar addiction. And I have a ministry to break addictions for people that are into alcohol and drugs. And that's why I have this in my heart to help the rescue mission so much. Addiction and fighting addiction is a big part of my life. Today, I'm building my school for a company and owners. These aren't just everyday, these owners and the CEO. My God, these are people that built companies to $7 billion. And what a dream come true to stay with what I believe and share it with other people. And I didn't even know they were multimillionaires. I had no idea when I shared this with them that they had built companies to the $1 billion marks, and famous companies at that. I had no clue. And they just got on the phone with me and they shared the same dream with me that I had and they had. And the craziest thing in the world happened to me is they brought me on and they became partners with me. How crazy is that? Okay, I'm set for life because of this. What a beautiful thing to happen to me. Today, my net worth exceeds my wildest dreams and goals. Today, I'm happy, I'm grateful, I'm thankful. I give all my success to God, my Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. I don't deny it, I don't hide it. I couldn't have done it without him. It's crazy what my life has just been what my life is today. So, is writing down your goals important? Oh my God, yes. 1,000 times, yes. Is it important that you think and reflect? Oh my God, yes. However, for me, I found the greatest success is when my goals grew in my heart so big and so strong, I couldn't sleep. I had to think about them. I was just ingrained with them. So just keep that in mind. Search your heart until you find them. As a man plans in his heart, the Lord will determine your steps. It's there for you to see. The blinders will come off. You will find it. Just don't give up on it. And if you've had these goals for years and years and years, I promise you, it will come true for you if you just hold on to it. The timing just wasn't right for me then, but now it is. And maybe the timing's not right for you. And maybe now it will be. Okay? Just by reading this article, it could be the time that the doors fly open for you. And this article has helped you. Please, because this article comes with this video, You have my permission to pay it forward. There's no gain here. Everything I do on Monday Morning Mentor is free, and my articles, when you sign up to my 30-Minute Millionaire, are free. So it's all free to those people. Should you be struggling with your life and your life goals and finding what's important to you and finding your purpose and destiny in life, please pass this on. If you need a short conversation with me, all you have to do is email me at Gary at 30minute-millionaire.com. Tell me your story. Tell me your struggles. I promise you this, you will hear from me. Leave your number and the best time to call you, and you'll leave. I mean, you will. I promise you this. You'll hear from me. And within 10 minutes, I'll have some answers for you. Okay. Within 10 minutes, we'll get those problems solved and get you on the right map. All right. So let me stop sharing for a minute here before we close the broadcast. All right, folks. So I poured my heart out on this. You can see why I'm nervous. And, I've had these goals and dreams for this university for years and years and years and years. I've taken it to 4 or 5 different companies and top income earners, and they all turned their heads on it. Some got very close to signing me up to do it, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, I get the best partners in my life to come along. It's the same thing. When you got a dream so strong and so fervent in your heart, you don't give up on it. And that's why I got that. I framed it. Winston Churchill, never give up on your goals, because if you do, you're giving up on who you are, your life, and what God intended you to be. Never do you give up. Okay, be the person God created you to be, and just be patient, and your goals will come true for you as well. God bless you. I hope the best for you. I hope you live a life that prospers you, prospers other people, and that you're a true person that cares about other people and have the servant's attitude and will help other people as God helps you. All right, God bless you. This is Coach Gary. Bye-bye now. See you next week. Thank you for watching.